the only podcast that asks the most important question, who gives a shit? And today we got our first new co-host. This dude isn't anywhere, and if you could have found him, you're a fucking cool guy. And this is Travis Touchdowns. Travis, man, introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Travis Touchdown. If you know me from the TDS Dick Show spot, I would be the guy that did all the Sean photoshops. Otherwise, I've been an extreme lurker to the point that I was around for the Habbo raids back in 2006. So it kind of shows a little bit of the history that I've just been lurking.
Yeah. So him and I, that's kind of what we bonded over, was being an old fag, like being around the wild west of the internet. And this dude's such a lurker that I had no idea how to deal with this guy, because he would be in voice chat and he would still be schizo posting in voice chat effectively. And it wasn't until he was randomly showed that he liked the anime Golden Boy. And I was like, oh, no fucking way.
I remember it too, because I was streaming. I think it was it's EMU VR, which is emulation VR, and it's like a 90s room. One of the things was you're able to show a video, so I just unprompted pulled up Golden Boy as one of the custom things, and that's when Adam was like, "Hey, wait, my expectation of you is way different," or you know what I mean? Like the expectation is different from what it is. So
yeah, and. Man, so Travis, I use you as like a pitch hit guy. Like if I'm really banging my head and I reach to a dead end of the internet, you're always able to take it that one step closer, or be the guy that knows the other room that goes to the other place. It's cool running into someone that actually knows how this shit works.
Mm-hmm. It's like you were trying to find an archive of an article that was there, and I somehow just knew the right combination of words to try to find it. The only thing I'm not able to find is a buddy of mine is trying to find an old video called Ghost Bros. And this video is from it's from 2006. My buddy was trying to he's been trying to find it for a better part of 10 years since it got deleted off of YouTube. And the closest I've ever gotten was an embed of the video, but not the video itself, through Internet Archive. There's different ways to find archive stuff, whether or not it's you take a URL and you just mash it up until you find something, or if you're trying to find an old YouTube video that you would have to do a different type of combination. Because back in the day, it was HTTP. That's all you got. That was straight. People could snip that packet and there would be everything in there before they implemented HTTPS across the board. I tried that, and that was the only time I was not successful. Otherwise, I've gotten videos that people thought they would never see the light of day again. And it's I found it.
And so Travis is a fucking character. And I know that the things that he sees is, it's going to get out there. But let's start off the show with, Travis, how was your month, man? What's going on with you?
Well, I live in the old sunny state of Maine, which up until recently was negative 15 degrees, and I work in a shipyard. So imagine going into work at negative 15 degrees. It's not fun. I had to wear 4 layers the past few days. And finally, it's 30 or 40 degrees, which is 90 degrees for Florida people. It's dude, I had to take off some clothes. I was sweating, and I'm waiting for summer, pretty much. That's where I stand right now.
Man, I fucked myself. We got this freeze snap that hit Texas, and I was talking shit. I'm like, it's not going to freeze again. It's not going to get down here. The day before, it starts pouring like a motherfucker, and it was going to get down cold. Everyone was fucking freaking out, and I gave my hopes up. I'm like, oh shit, well, I look like an asshole, but I'm not going to have to go to work tomorrow. And man, I lied to myself so hard. It was so hard to get up in the morning when it was that fucking freezing cold.
I remember a few years back, you guys actually got snow, and it was some sort of, not it's near disaster snow, and it affected crops. And I think to the point that there was something that comes from Texas that was, we import it, and you guys didn't have a supply, and it really interrupted things just getting snow or something like that.
4 years ago, we got some snow, and that was great because, like, one snowflake actually sticks to the road. Everybody in Texas is staying home. Anybody that comes out just immediately wrecks their car. Like, we start wrecking our cars, like, whenever it rains. Like, that's just the way Texas does it. But that was when I had my, like, dude, like, all the bridges were frozen over, and I was driving my R32 GTR, like all over these bridges, and you still got a good amount of control on the ice. Like that Ateza system is no fucking joke, man. I love 90s tech.
Well, the biggest thing too about like driving in the ice is as long as you don't smack on the brakes, you should be all set. And also don't speed, but that goes without saying. So
does it? I don't think Texans know how to deal with something like that.
It sounded like once there was a snowflake on the ground, it was like basically like, all right, we're in here for a month. We're not going outside. If there's snow, we're fucked. We're done. And with Maine, it's like we're like the opposite. At the same time, we're also kind of pussies too. But that's another story for another day, kind of thing.
Man, my week was fucked. I heard something that hurt my feelings so fucking bad. You remember this kid right here?
Well, you're disrespecting a future U.S. Army soldier.
I think I've seen the video, floating around. Like, I don't really know of the kid, but I do remember, like, he was ambitious to be, like, a Marine. Wasn't there, like, a few articles that popped out, too, after that, where it was, like, trying to not expose the kid, but like they were just trying to track whether or not he was like wanting to be a Marine and stuff like that?
I heard that he did, and like I heard it years ago, and I just kind of accepted that was a thing, and I was like, oh, good for him. He had a dream and he did it. And little did I know that this dude became a SoundCloud rapper.
As much as kids would like to be, like fucking once I hit the Twitter, once I hit the SoundCloud, like that's kind of about it, Like everybody wants to become just that mumbly kind of like lo-fi guy, I guess. It's kind of funny though.
It genuinely hurt my feelings. I felt so bummed out about it. Oh, but enough about the weeks and the months and everything. Let's get into the show. So, yeah. Travis, I got an article for you. And let's see if you can guess the outlet. Okay. Here's the headline. That's what I was trying to explain. Whoopi Goldberg offers clarification for comments about the Holocaust. Who do you think wrote that?
Bloomberg opinion article.
This is from the Atlanta Black Star.
Never heard of it.
Neither had I. And I have some top autists listen to this show. And sometimes you can ask them a favor. And I just happen to know someone that is not only incredibly racist against black people, but is incredibly anti-Semitic too and is constantly looking for shit. And man, the perfect storm happened. This dude was so fucking stoked. Was like, I can find something that is just absolutely ridiculous. And this is the equivalent of like sort of a legacy media article totally trying to justify everything that Whoopi Goldberg said.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you familiar with what happened with Whoopi?
So what I did know is she was talking about like the Holocaust and said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, right?
Yes. She said that the Holocaust wasn't about race. It was just white people killing other white people.
Like, no comment.
Well, let's kick this off with a good racist joke. All right, what's the difference between a cow and the Holocaust?
Shit, I don't know.
You can't milk a cow for 80 years.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, okay. So here's what blew Whoopi's mind that she couldn't wrap her head around. you're used to the disadvantaged minority sympathy that comes to you because not only is she a woman, she's black. And so you get the double whammy where people really simp for you. And man, they'll come up with all sorts of crazy shit. Bill Maher was saying that because she's black, she has like a different experience than everybody else, and so they might have views that'll be shocking to white people. Basically said that black people can just believe whatever. And you just kind of have to let them make it. It's
like believe like Tariq Nasheed or something like that. Like they watch Buck Breaking and then they're just like, yeah, he's right.
So
he's right.
My working theory is that Whoopi Goldberg is a black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
It's the only.
That's right.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Like other than that, she just has to be just absolutely retarded, which kind of makes sense.
Like. So does she feel that she's part of the Black Hebrew what is it? Not race, but you know what I'm talking about, the movement that was not fairly recent, but like where a lot of like African American like people were really thinking that they originated from Israel. If I got that right?
Yeah, that's the Black Hebrew Israelites. There's a lot of weird culty stuff that the black community can believe. And Whoopi doesn't associate with the Black Hebrew Israelite stuff, other than the Whoopi Goldberg is her stage name, and she completely made up Goldberg and in a 2011 interview said that she was Jewish.
Wait, what's her fucking real name?
Fuck, I forget. It's
I looked up Karen Elaine Johnson. Caroline Johnson.
Yeah,
what?
Changed it to Whoopi Goldberg, and when she was asked why she changed it to Goldberg, she just said that she was born in New York and grew up there, so she's a Jew, even though her parents were like Baptist.
Oh fuck!
Dude, I don't know what you want.
Dude, like when there's like, it kind of reminds me too, is like the people they're just kind of like, there's certain celebrities that you just leave them alone. You're just like, oh, they're probably like level headed or something like that. It's like, you like the more you look at Whoopi Goldberg, you're like, wait, what?
Well, see,
what?
Her problem is that she was being too real in a way that people weren't capable of understanding. Because she said that her interpretation of race is that it's skin deep. But then she goes on to explain about how she has this black experience and that it gives her a different perspective on things. I mean, just immediately undercutting her point. And it's so funny. It's so funny. And so in the Oppression Olympics, I know her mind. She's like, oh, well, I'm black. I can get away with anything. And then the Jews swooped in and said, well, we see your slavery and raise you a Holocaust. And she's like, oh, fuck. Well, but I'm Jewish too. And they're like, oh, get that fucking shit out of here. And we're putting
the black Israelite. That's right. You needed. That's right. I gotta show you the video at some point. It's a preach. It's a preach from the black Israelite. Words. It's a preach from the black Israelite. Fuck, I can't speak. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I had a speech impediment when I was younger. And they'll bring up a point, and then you just hear someone scream in the background. That's right. That's right. Damn.
So Whoopi went on. She did a Sorry Not Sorry tour. It's
what?
Yeah, dude. She went on fucking Colbert show and said, it upset a lot of people, which was never my intention. I feel being black, when we talk about race, it's a very different thing to me. So I said I thought the Holocaust wasn't about race. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so the Anti-Defamation League had to come out and been like, no, this was definitely about race. And then people started asking questions that certain people don't like being asked. Like, In case you didn't know, Jewish marketing is amazing, man. They get to have it both ways. So when you talk about being anti-Semitic, you can talk about it being the religion or being a race of people at the same time, and they get to sit there and change it back and forth whenever they feel like it. Now, according to the FBI hate crime stats, this is about culture, so it's a religion thing. But whenever it comes to Holocausty stuff, they get to act like it's a racial thing. And then whenever it comes to gatekeeping, they have it be a racial thing. And ooh, man, the waters get muddy.
When I was younger, I always thought it was like strange because I was like, because someone's like, "Oh, you're racist." This was like years ago. I think I saw it on like an internet forum, and it's like, "You're racist towards Jews," and like in my mind, I'm like, "They're white. What? Why is there a race?" And you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'm like, huh. And then I study up on it and stuff like that. I was like a kid at the time too, so. But it always kind of blew my mind. Now you can pull the card from like race or anti-Semitic, just in that, I guess,
Yeah, like the Anti-Defamation League had to say no at Whoopi Goldberg. The hashtag Holocaust was about Nazis' systematic annihilation of the Jewish people who they deemed to be an inferior race. They dehumanized them and used this race propaganda to justify slaughtering 6 million Jews. Holocaust distortion is dangerous. Hashtag enough.
See that fuck. Whenever I hear anybody doing a reply on like Twitter, I wait for this like that clapback of like a one sentence thing, and it's like you're just being ignorant. Like at least with that, it's like an explanation, I guess. You know what I mean? But that's beside the point.
Yeah, so you got the Atlanta Black Star, basically saying like, well, according to how we look at stuff, race is skin deep. And they're not wrong. I mean, you go to any random jagoff, and it's someone's phenotype, their appearance that matters more than anything else. Like, they just take one glance at someone, and that's where they jump to their conclusions. And so in that way that they're kind of right. But at the same time, they're living in this woke culture where she's called for the cancellation of so many people. Like she's on The View. It's just a rag of a bunch of screeching harpies. They're like, can you believe that they did this? Cancel them.
Well, whenever I see The View, it reminds me of a very fucking similar show called The Talk, which is literally the same shit, but this one has Kelly Osbourne. And it's like a echo chamber of like, I don't know, just like boomer housewives that like they listen to it, but it's the original podcast, I guess. It's the female version of Joe Rogan that's been going on since like the 90s.
Yeah, back when they had a captive audience, and it's strange to see these shows that used to be able to get away with their dumb shit because what else are you going to watch? And then have them just linger around because people just got in a habit of watching this tripe.
Pretty much, like, I'm just kind of looking because I just fucking realized, like, looking at the article for The View, I'm like, wait, it's different from The Talk, which is literally the same fucking thing. Let me look at The Talk real quick. Like, The Talk is just like the talk show by fucking, is it CBS? Yeah. The Talk is by CBS, which is their version of The View. And, like, right then and there, I'm like, those are two separate shows. What the hell's going on? And I realized there's a gender divide right there, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, So, the Black Atlantic, man, the way that they tried to clean this shit up for Whoopi Goldberg is so damn funny. So they went to the authoritative source to say, hey, everybody, you're wrong. They pulled out the fucking dictionary. They went to Britannica and said the modern meaning of the term race is based on the categorization of people primarily by their physical differences. They're trying to cite the dictionary of people like they're fucking a nerdy ass Webster, and like missing the point incredibly entirely. And
yeah, I had to look it up, and I was like, is this a real fucking thing? And it's like, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
And and Whoopi, when she went on Colbert, she's trying to, like, when I said it was the Sorry Not Sorry tour, she's like, oh, well, you can't call it racism because when the Ku Klux Klan is walking down the street, if you're black, you got to run away. But if you're Jewish, you can just stand there and they won't even know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And God, Whoopi is such a crazy ass person. And I mean, she's been married like 1 million times. She's won an Oscar.
Dude, like, for some fucking reason, dude, it's like it's the I'm trying to think of like a joke here. Like, this is like a trashy person that you didn't know was trashy. It's kind of like not where are they now? It's more of like, what the fuck did they do in their life? Like, the more you look into this person, it's like, oh fuck. This isn't just like out of fucking nowhere. This was like a long time coming.
Yeah, man, shit like that happens in Texas all the time because, I make acquaintances, I get around, and, I'm a honky-ass cracker, so I'll be hanging out with people, and then all of a sudden, old buddy casually drops the N-word in, like, a way where they mean it, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what the fuck?
I'm like, you didn't even use it with a good meme, like, that. There's not even a joke there. Oh, no. I'm like, oh, shit. So, Whoopi is probably not going to get, but, like, nothing's probably going to happen to her. She got a 2-week suspension. She's going to be right back. And it's probably going to be the end of it. And
yeah, she does too much, what's the word? She does too much, like, activism and stuff like that to be truly, like, canceled. And, like, her words, dude, she can fucking hide behind so much shit. Like, she's, as far as, like, actresses and actors go and stuff, like, in the eyes of the public, which is the only thing that matters in this type of thing, she is seen as, like, Hollywood sweetheart. Like we said, like, it's a type of person's like, the trash is out there, you have to look, but when you're not looking, you just assume, oh, they got their shit together, and you look and you're like, wait, what the fuck?
And
like, I'm looking at the marriages
too. She was born in the 50s.
She was born in the 50s in New York City, and that was definitely during the height of, like, segregation and stuff like that. But still, fuck, man, like, there's so much shit going on.
So
there's a lot going on there.
So the question is, who gives a shit? Who really gives a shit about this? And after like 3 days, almost no one really did. The people that really I've seen screech about this are your typical people that really just hate hypocrisy. Like, there's some people that whenever they see hypocrisy on the left, where some fucked up shit happens where they should be canceled, and they just don't, and then they just get on their soapbox like, oh, this is hypocrisy, and everyone goes, yes, we know, you can stop, and they're like, no, I'm not getting off this soapbox until Whoopi Goldberg is off the air. And
you know what it kind of reminds me of, like, at a lesser scale, is probably the whole, like, remember the cutie shit with, like, Netflix? Like, yeah. That was like a loud fire, like a firecracker. You go to the fireworks store and you got mortars, you got shit that could last for days. You get, like, the 100-pack fucking, like, packed in, like, firecrackers. The cutie shit is like the same shit with the Whoopi Goldberg stuff, which is like, you light that stuff off, it's gonna make a loud bang. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know how to explain it other than just like, that's it. Like, the show's over once it all goes up.
Yeah, it's already fizzling out. I mean, the only thing that I still care about is, look for this, Whoopi Goldberg farting on The View, because she rips ass one time.
She nukes her drawers every day.
This one sounded rough. She tried to play it off like it was the leather making noise as she was shifting on her chair. Nah, that sounds like clapping cheeks. Like, you're not gonna sell me on that shit. And if it is leather, man, her skin is fucked up down there. Like,
yeah, the gas coming out is I'm not gonna go down that route anyway.
Yeah, but that's really all I gotta say about Whoopi Goldberg. So, what you got for us this week, Travis?
All right, this week I was gonna make a video about this. I probably still will, but this is something I really like. Even when I heard about it, I was like, "Damn, this is so fucking stupid." Okay, let's play the game with you.
All right.
Name the publication when I say this, and here's the article title: Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Persona 5 DLC includes a disability slur. Name the website.
That's got to be a Kotaku article, man. That's got to be Kotaku.
You are fucking correct. Kotaku UK.
Hell yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Let's unravel this a little bit. This was published by Laura Kate Dale. Laura Kate Dale is a, let's say, transgender author.
Do you have a picture of this transgender author?
I do. Which channel do you want it on?
Just post, just shoot it to me. I'll find it.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in that one. All right, here's a picture of her.
Okay, so what were you saying?
So this person is a transgender author for video games, and in this article, let's back it up a little bit. Smash Brothers got Persona 5, and I'm going to presume that this author did not never played Persona 5, because there's the song that they're referring to was also in that video game.
Okay.
At the very end of the article, they state, "We have reached out to both Nintendo and Persona 5's European publisher, Deep Silver, for comment, and we'll update this article with any response." The fucking article title is called "Includes a Disability Slur," so that's kind of a red flag, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I'm guessing I can take a guess of what the disability slur is.
I'm kind of retarded.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Supposedly, the lyrics, the transcript of what they think they said is as follows. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm
All right. Are you ready? Ready to pick up the pieces? Let's go. Let's play. Retarted. I can say it. Are you ready? Uh-huh. That is the lyrics that they thought they could get from the track Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There, which is also featured in Persona 5, the proper. So I'm kind of surprised that if they play that game, that they didn't catch it then. Maybe they weren't just paying too much attention. I'm thinking someone went into practice mode, started hearing the lyrics, and was like, wait a second, I need to throw an article up there as fast as humanly possible.
I mean, the judgment calls of this person are, So I'm looking at the picture of this person, and hold on one second. Let me ask Gandalf the Gatekeeper. Hey, Gandalf the Gatekeeper, is this trans person pass?
You shall not pass!
Oh, looking a little rough there, girl.
Stubble. Yeah, there was a whole controversy too, where they needed "quote unquote" emergency GoFundMe bottom surgery, and I don't know what the emergency was, but I've never really heard of an emergency where you need bottom surgery.
I haven't either. Is it to clear up this dirty Sanchez that they got going on?
I guess I don't know what's going on in there.
So,
the article continues as the term retarded is considered a slur against people with mental disabilities. But I mean, all right, we know English. It has been commonly used as a pejorative term to diminish the capabilities of those with certain mental health conditions, and is widely accepted as a term which should not be used in English-speaking parts of the world. In fact, many parts of the world are trying to phase out of medical texts and replace them with terms like intellectual disability. Needless to say, this does not exactly fit. Oh, by the way, here's the kicker. You can almost feel like not the hate and vitriol, but like the crosshairs when I say this like this paragraph right here. Needless to say, this does not exactly fit Nintendo's family-friendly image, nor seem an especially appropriate inclusion in a game with a 12 rating. Well, they're in the UK, so like a teen rating, or indeed any game, as well as an odd detail of the official lyrics not being included in this section of the song. It is also in the case that another version of the song, which is featured in like a DDR kind of like section,
right,
which removes this section entirely. So Detective Kate Rosedale or whatever their name is sat down, was like, all right, we need to get to the bottom of the case. Do they include official lyrics? And they didn't. Smash Brothers doesn't really include lyrics because it's not like a music game. And they're like, well, let's look at Dancing in Starlight, which is the DDR game. That one didn't have it. That seems very suspicious. They wanted to say the fucking R slur. And it's like, okay, I don't get it.
Wow,
she
didn't ask Google?
They didn't fucking ask the company before they fucking, like, they literally published this. Put them on blast, reached out.
Paddling to Daddy Nintendo like your veto.
Yeah, it just went straight. It's true. This is the Twitter equivalent of being like, hey, at Nintendo, at Atlas, I don't think it's great for and then, like, I don't know, like ADL, that you're using the word retarded in your lyrics. Very strange. And it's like, I think eventually they got a response from Nintendo, and it said, like, yeah, we just asked Atlas, and they said, no, that's not true.
Dumb cracker bitch.
What a fucking galaxy brain move right there. So did this article get any traction?
So needless to say, I think Reset Era would be the type of person that would kind of be like down on their knees, apologizing, stuff like that. Even they were just kind of like, this is not it. This is, what are you doing? Like, you are throwing something out there before you could get all the facts. And their entire evidence was just simply like, oh, there's no lyrics, so they're probably hiding something. It's like, these are fucking Japanese people we're talking about. Like, they don't want to, they're not going to sit there and be like, all right, we're going to make a song, right? But I really want to say the R slur, really fucking, I want to say retarded. But we're going to hide it. These are Japanese people. They don't know, probably didn't say it, and the article that came out was kind of like, hey, by the way, Nintendo did this. They approved of it, and it's like, well, no, you're just fucking deaf, I guess.
So what were the lyrics?
I don't think it was ever. Like, I tried looking for lyrics, and I don't know if any of them came out.
Was it like retard it? Like, are they asking to slow something down?
So it's, the funny thing is, when that came out, there was a shitload of different camps of people. There was people who were defending it. They were like, oh, this is unacceptable. And they're just kind of the same people you would see and, replying to Trump and stuff like that, back in the day. There was another group of people that were kind of like, well, they're trying to say retorted, or just said something like completely out of fucking left field, like retardendo, a musical term. And it's like, why would they use a fucking musical term? By the way, they're fucking Japanese, so you know what I mean? Like, why would they say that? And I don't know if the lyrics actually got
They did it. They got away with the perfect crime. They slid in a retard under the nose of everybody, and this super sleuth right here almost would have got away with it if she actually looked like a hot chick.
Mm-hmm. And, like, the crazy thing, too, is, like, the internet exploded, even down to, like, reset arrows, like, you can't do that. Like, you knew you kind of fucked up. Wow. At the end of the day, so the article itself got deleted. Then there was an apology article because I think that person got a huge slap on the wrist. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Don't fucking just push that out there because it reflects badly on us. So there was an apology article because, lo and behold, they didn't say the word retarded. Japanese people from Japan trying to make a fucking game about, I don't know, shooting that fucking school people shooting.
No one
their
knows
heads.
what Persona's about.
I don't. I barely remember. It's just a metaphor for, like, Lupin the Third, like, not Lupin the Third, like Lupin, style, like, thievery and stuff like that, and stealing people's heart. I don't know. But they're not going to sit there and be like, you know what we should do? We should say the word retarded in this one song. And we're just going to, let's not print the lyrics. Let's be really convenient about it. And they'll never know. We'll say the R slur all fucking day. It doesn't make any sense.
Man, this is typical Kotaku, though. Like,
yeah. So there was an apology article that said, "Hey, sorry, we fucked up." Blah blah blah. Guess what? That's been deleted too. It's the history of this is relying on literally like archive.is and just like old Twitter threads that were not deleted. That you can only find the history of. So at the end of the day, we ask ourselves, who gives a shit? Though journalist integrity, this is just very fucking transparent of what happens usually in the real world. But at the end of the day, when the article was deleted in the apology article, I don't think anybody even people would be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." And it feels like it was 5 years ago. So to answer the question, who gives a shit? Not a whole lot of people. I certainly didn't. I didn't give a shit. I was laughing the whole fucking time, but like I was like, "Damn, you are fucking retarded."
Yeah, if there's anyone that actually gives a shit about this, I don't want to know them. And they must lurk in the deepest parts of the internet. We must have like max autism Persona 5 simps if you're holding a grudge against this shit.
Oh, dude, it was like the people who were really just like, like trying to just justify it, and it's like, no, they didn't fucking say the word retarded. Jesus Christ. But that's you don't want to be those people. They're not at parties. Who even cares? So
yeah, really, yeah, who does? Well, let's get out of talking about Persona and get into our voicemails.
Hi guys, this is Charlie.
Having my mouth and anus aggressively penetrated
with voicemails. So by all means, by all means,
Larry Lon. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Give us a call at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit or who gives a shit. You see some dumbass shit, and you think to yourself, "Who gives a shit?" Give us a call. So right now we got one voicemail. So let's see who it is.
Hey boys, renowned Metal Gear expert Merlo Williams here, and I'm digging the long form show. I'm catching up on podcasts after being sick. Might have been the coof, might not, I don't know, and getting my license in order after graduation so I can get my ass back to work. So, have you guys been following the E-drama between Ethan Ralph, Mr. Medicare, and basically the entire internet? Because Ralph has publicly imploded and has burned every bridge that he's ever built on the internet, leaving basically Dick Masterson and Nick Fuentes as the only ones left. It's my stupid thing that I like. I love the E-drama. And will you guys be watching the Mersh documentary by Porcelain when that comes out?
Yes.
He had a 5.5 hour conversation with Mr. Medicare, catching Medicare up on all the Mersh lore. I'm really waiting for that to come out. So that's something that I actually give a shit about. And yeah, Three Doors Down was never cool. We were lied to. If you don't remember who that is, they made that shitty song Kryptonite that they incessantly played on the radio in like the early to mid 2000s. Peace, brother.
Yeah.
The early 2000s, as far as like rock and roll goes, that was a weird time. I mean, I look at it with nostalgia, I guess, but only because I grew up during that time. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Who I think is another band that was crappy, but we were lied to. Alien Ant Farm.
Oh my god! A one-hit wonder, and it was a fucking cover. It was a Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, at least they made it to American Pie 2. That's how you know you're really making it.
That's when you really make it. It's American Pie 2.
But the E-drama with Ralph and everybody, by the way. Okay, I've only heard about this secondhand from people that are invested in it, and I love the stories that I'm getting from this shit because I know it's way more sensationalized than what's going on, and it makes it sound so juicy. And I don't have the time. Oil's $90 a barrel right now, man, and I'm fucking busting my ass. But I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it.
I haven't really been I haven't been following it too much, mostly because again, busting my ass, being busy and stuff like that. And it's really crazy that this is going to be like an outsider's kind of like whatever, because I understand everybody in play. There's Ethan Ralph. I think even Matt Jarbo showed up and redeemed himself.
He was the moderator of everything. What?
Yeah. it's really crazy to me, but like I haven't really been keeping up other than Matt Jarbo redeemed himself. Ethan Ralph just like burned every bridge in the book until he's just down to like 2 people, like he said. Like I at the face of danger,
he like cried on stream and was losing his mind.
It's there's a lot going on, and there was he took a hit at Portugal. He took a hit at just like and people were theorizing too that it's like he's suffering like brain damage just based on like just how he's acting or something like that. But that's also like you're falling into like conspiracy theories.
Well, that's because
like
DJ Riley beat his fucking ass, man. Gave him brain damage permanently.
Yeah. That's what you get. That's what you get, motherfucker.
let's get out of voicemails, man, and into our last topic of the week. So,
okay.
Oh man, this is special. I don't even know exactly how to say this, but this is from some Know Nothing article called Pop Topic. Master Chief to take backseat to female cast in live action Halo 2022. Halo is about female empowerment. So,
oh shit. Here we go again.
Female empowerment. Nothing screams in female empowerment other than, well, I have a theory on this. So my theory is, because everybody kind of goes with the whole, we need it's not Captain America. I don't keep up with Marvel stuff. Captain Marvel, there we go. We need strong women. We need strong portrayals of women, stuff like that. And we have Captain Marvel. We got, this other actress that's she used to be a side character, now she gets her own movie and stuff like that. And so we're going to the Halo with the strong females. Here's my theory. My theory is this. The US Army paid Microsoft or whoever, I don't know who does hands, who gets the cash or anything like that, and said, portray women in the military because we need more of that. That's just, I don't know. Whenever I see stuff like this, I always think to myself, figure out where the money's going or where the money came from. Because every article that's written, everything that's kind of done, I feel isn't done for free, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that's an interesting theory. I don't know how much water it holds because the government actually doesn't want females to join the military. The brass actually thinks it's a problem with, esprit de corps, and I kind of agree. They can tend to cause a lot of drama, and women officers also have incontinence issues whenever they're under extreme stress in a battlefield situation. There's so many things that say that women don't really jive in the military all that much. But
like biological things that just are biological things. Like it's not like a society thing. It's by the way, biological stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what general said it, but they were asking him about why, like he said that there wouldn't ever be any women in special forces. They're like, why would you say that? Like you can have the toughest, most badass female Marine or most female, whatever. But it's the moment you put 200 pounds of shit on them, they crumple.
I've seen articles, and I don't know whether or not these articles were like biased against women, stuff like that, but I've seen articles that were like firefighters were trying to do a trial on like female firefighters, and there's always female firefighters like volunteer and stuff like that, but a lot of them failed a lot of the physical tests, and so it's one thing society wise to be like, well, we need to include women, stuff like that, which I guess I understand. But like when it comes to like not fight or flight, but like every fucking moment counts because this building's about to collapse under fire. If someone can't take down the door, then that's a problem. You need basically juggernauts that can just rush in there, grab the people, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. Now listen, dig this. So this Halo series, here's what the article says. Master Chief does not appear to be the main protagonist in Halo live-action series, but instead a minority space orphan named Kwon Ha, played by Australia's very own and upcoming talented Yurin Ha. So you got a 16-year-old Asian chick that's going to be the protagonist, who is also backed by two female Spartans named Kai 125 and Riz 028, who are played by no ones. They got like non-speaking roles, very minor things. And the only actress that I've seen is the antagonist. The antagonist is played by and she was the wife in Peaky Blinders, the communist wife that you don't really see that much of. And so it says the producers decided to take it even one step further and kick the patriarchy in the balls by having McKee, a female antagonist, reportedly easily defeat Master Chief in a battle. It'll be up to Kuha to save Master Chief's life and defeat McKee to save the world. So that's exactly what I want to see in a Halo show. Is Master Chief getting his ass kicked for some 16-year-old Asian chick to save the planet.
That's where I draw the line. Come on, Master Chief. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Thanks, Donkey. No, it's, damn, like, who said patriarchy? Was it the people who wrote the article or was it the press release?
It was in quotes.
Oh, shit.
So
I went into this article blind, and it's kind of like I said, I always try to follow where the money's going. You know, it's like, well, is the U.S. Army trying to get more female soldiers?
It's not the U.S. Army. This is getting Netflixed. This is happening so much. This is Masters of the Universe. This is all those other shows where they just want to take a male protagonist and then be like, well, how about instead we have that person get his ass kicked and have a strong female lead. Like, I don't know why these characters can't have their own damn space and why they just got to rip it off from some male character because it's an already established franchise. It's such horseshit. And the only thing that might be the show's saving grace is that Steven Spielberg is involved. And it might look pretty, but I wouldn't know.
Is it going to be like every other like patriarchy breaking attempt where we're going to have a scene where the girl is overcome by anger or grief that she just grimaces, shows her teeth, and then yells like a lion into the night?
Oh, that has to happen. And the other scene that I'm looking forward to seeing is why the female antagonist was tainted by men to be such an evil person, only to see the error of their ways because women help other women out of their problems. Mark my words, dude. Remember that I said that. Like, if they sympathize with the female antagonist, and then it's really some guy's fault for tainting her. I mean, this happens all the time. They turn these female protagonists into fucking villains. Look at Captain Marvel. There's a scene in that Captain Marvel movie where some dude catcalls her, and she turns around, and they don't show it on screen, but she beats the shit out of this guy, takes his motorcycle and his jacket like she's the fucking Terminator.
I was going to say the fucking Terminator, like, that's definitely like one of those situations, like, because a friend of mine was like, I don't like the new Avengers movie or anything Marvel because it does what he calls I think it was Zack Snyderism, where it's like, it's a quip. There's always a quip. There's always a joke. There's always there's an intense fight scene, then they stop for a second to do a joke and then come back to the fighting. And it's like, that was definitely like, that sounds like a situation where they're just like, yeah, we're targeting people that don't really like comic books, but the ones that are there are like cheering, you know?
Yeah. But really, I don't have much more to say about this. And when it comes to who gives a shit, right now, nobody. The word isn't really out yet as to what this show is going to be like. And I'm hoping this article is fake as fuck. I really hope that that's the case and that I'm just falling for an elaborate troll, because I would love that. That would be so great.
My prediction is, if this show did actually happen, at the end of the day, it's going to be the Whoopi Goldberg, it's going to be the Persona 5 lyric, it's going to be the cuties, where it's like, people will give a shit for like literally 14 straight days. After that 14 days, it's kind of like you get hit with the MIB, like, memory
the neuralizer
thing. the neuralizer, you're not going to remember shit. And when I bring it up, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, wasn't that like 6 years ago? Because it felt like 6 years ago. And I'll be like, no, that was like 3 years ago. And they're like, oh, yeah, that happened. Like the Cooties thing, that was a year and a half ago, but it fucking feels like it was 3-4 years ago.
Wow.
It's just too much shit. People just care too much.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I mean, that is the point of the show. That's all I got to talk about this Halo article. So what you got for us for the seal us up for the week? So
today is February 8th. That's how many days until Lonely Hearts fucking I jerk off in a corner day?
Less than a week. Like 6 days.
Yeah, we got less than a week than Valentine's Day. We got a no more holiday, no more vacations that work would take off for another fucking 2-3 months, which sucks. We get that drought, but then you get a bunch of holidays all at once, so it kind of makes up for it. But today is a special day. You know what today is? Safer Internet Day. 2022, by the way.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? Okay, so what the fuck is Safer Internet Day?
Well, all right, looking at the website. By the way, 2022, because apparently it happened last year, and I just now found out about it through like a different subreddit. Safer Internet Day. Well, like glancing on the thing, it's about making the internet safer, a safer and better place for all, especially for children and young people. It's let's see. Like I don't know what it's trying to be other than like, hey kids, don't put your fucking information on the internet. Like you would think Safer Internet also aims for like Safer Internet being
like awareness of unhealthy internet habits, maybe teaching about hyper realism and the illusions that the internet has to help your self-esteem. I mean, I can see young girls caring about this shit because Instagram has caused their suicide rate to jump up by 4 times.
Yeah, I was going to say Instagram. So the craziest thing that I've seen for like Instagram, like what I call the Instagram generation, which is like the people who grew up and when they were like 6, 7, 8, like during the impressionable years, I feel the impressionable years. It's like they always had Instagram with them. So me and you are basically just like boomer fucks.
Yeah.
During our childhood, the internet was kind of there, but it wasn't like the global reach that it is today. We've been on the internet for a long fucking time, but we were at the infancy of the internet. Yahoo was king. Oh. Yahoo still had a baby icon. Do you remember the baby icon on Yahoo? Like the little what's
the fucking
new?
dancing baby?
No, well, Dancing Baby, that's 1999. That's 1998. We're talking like half of the viewership it was like half of the listenership is like, what are you talking about? 1998. I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. So was God, I'm trying to recall this fucking baby. No, man, I can't recall this crap.
It's that Dancing Baby. I don't know. It was like one of the first internet memes because it went through email chains because that was the only time you could actually share images and stuff. It was just the Dancing Baby. It was goofy.
Yeah.
It was part of novelty, like back in the day, novelty websites that would just
all the Angel Fire websites and Yahoo.
Do you remember
huge. It was the Google before Google, and everyone thought
it was
Yahoo
Google before Google.
Yeah, everyone thought that Yahoo was going to be Google, and then they just disappeared. I was trolling around on Yahoo, getting banned from their pregnancy forums. I was trolling religious nuts. Like, I was fucking
Yahoo
around.
Answers. Do you remember when they bought GeoCities? That was a big fucking deal. GeoCities was a website maker. Like, that was the website maker. Angel Fire was like the Craigslist of fucking eBay at that point kind of deal, Angel Fire is like, you make a website, but it's not as cool as GeoCities. GeoCities was like the gold standard. Angel Fire was like the silver standard. Yeah, and you used to have novelty websites that were just for anything.
Yeah, and they had page counters. People love their page counters. So
people love page counters. There was guest books. There was
that was the view before views in the page counter, and the guest book. And back then, you had to fucking watch your ass because it was the Wild West. Anything goes. No one was held accountable for anything. Anyone could fucking wreck your shit if you just had the gaze of Sauron upon you. So you had to walk carefully.
So yeah, back in the internet days. So imagine, if you will, Discord was in the form of different forums hosted by separate people completely, versus having a centralized server. You could get flamed. We went through hell. You built respect from the ground up. You didn't get it expected. And like, it's really weird to me because I even saw in the last, like, I want to say like 12 years, from 2010 to like to now, you had almost expected respect, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, you had like back in the day, you had to earn your keep. You had to have good opinions. You had to really put in the work to be respected as like a member of a community. Whereas nowadays, it's kind of loosened up, which is, it's good and bad, because when you earn your keep, you kind of solidify and people know who you are for who you are. But lowering standards makes you feel more welcome. So I get that. A safer internet is more of like, for kids who, like with Instagram, you have little girls that want to chase after like influencers for like Instagram and stuff like that, right? I've seen it all the fucking time. You go to a place, right? Like we'll say Disneyland or something like that, right? Okay. You would go to Disneyland, you would take photos, you would go to the rides, have fun, right? You know what? Like a huge portion of Instagram people do. So me and Adam went to an anime convention, and it was like, dude, it was midnight. We were blitz tired, whatever. And I'm people watching. I like to people watch. I watched this girl go to one of the wave pools, and there's 3 different dudes. One has the lights, one has the camera, one has the framing, stuff like that, right? She takes a picture about like half leg length in the water. Takes a picture, leaves. She doesn't even go in. She left. She took her photo. She's done. That's it. Throw the tags up, post it up. I saw that stuff in Japan. I saw a whole family go up to Golden Guy, which is a collection of giant bars, or not giant bars, like a huge collection of like little miniature bars around. They took pictures of like at the stairs and left. It's the expectation of grabbing that view count. Back in the day, we were trying to go for the post count for like a little bit. Everybody was trying to get that post count. Everybody was trying to get that the respect. Nowadays, kids are like predisposed to that in a way, if that makes any sense.
And what bothers me is I remember a shift in my thinking. I remember the desire to want to be seen, but I was always a little bit wary about it. And at some point, I stopped caring about that entirely, and I more cared about the quality of people that care about what I have to say. And I don't know, like, I just stopped giving a shit about Johnny Q Public. They're fucking chumps. People talk shit about normies and the regular people all the time. Then why do you care if they watch you? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And it's even back in the day, like, Christ, even in the Wild West. So with the Wild West, it was unmoderated. There were so many servers, there were so many nooks, so many crannies, so many corners. Yahoo chat rooms back in the day, you could legitimately just find 50-year-old guys that, like predators and stuff. There were like, I remember there was a teen chat room back in the day. It was just self-hosted teen chat room a long time ago. I went on as like the username, like Little Red Cutie, just to see what would happen, and like a bunch of fucking like 50-year-olds and stuff like that. So I guess I understand like the safety of internet day, but like
this is a different time now. People didn't know back then. This is before things happened for great justice, and so like people could just get away with it. There wasn't enough people to stop the fucking bullshit, and that is not the case anymore. The internet being harmful, it's harmful because of the mainstream. It's harmful by design. The processes and the products that people adopt, it's not good for you.
Oh, definitely. No. YouTube. I could go on for days about YouTube's algorithm and just the fact that YouTube what's the word? YouTube's algorithm is specifically designed for you to make use of your watching habits and how long you spend on the website so it can feed you ads, whether or not you have an ad block or not. I find myself watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of interesting stuff and a lot of garbage. It's basically TV for millennials and younger. All of these things are built to manipulate you in some way and for you to consume their product in such, in a way that you don't even realize that you're consuming the product until it's like, oh wait, I just watched YouTube for like the last week. What did I just do? And you don't even realize it.
Yeah, the late night YouTube where you like glance and you're like, it's 11 p.m. and you're like, well, I got to go to bed by midnight. I'll be okay. You watch some YouTube and before you notice, it's like 3:30 in the morning.
The craziest thing with the Safer Internet Day thing is, so there's two different websites. I don't know which one is which, but there's a Safer Internet Day USA website. Amongst them says proudly supported by, and it shows different companies and stuff, right? So there's Google, there's Facebook, there's Amazon, there's Discord, and it's like a lot of these companies like legitimately pray, like even Google with YouTube, a lot of their revenue, a lot of their watch time is kids, like unmoderated kids that will just consume whatever video goes through the pipeline.
Yeah, Spider-Man giving Elsa an enema.
Oh man, or the whack ass fucking Elsa fucking surgery game that was like, when I looked at it, it was like, damn, that's like really horrifying.
Yeah. Peppa Pig eating bacon.
This might be a non sequitur, but Discord is amongst them. Discord, the platform, though it is huge, and there's billions of servers, so they can't keep track of all of them, but there's legitimately servers on Discord that still run today that is specifically meant to groom children. And I don't know, like, it's kind of like the cognitive...
You gotta be careful what you say about Discord, man. And you say one bad thing about pedophiles or furries, you're likely to have your fucking server fucking booted. You gotta watch yourself.
Discord is... That's a heavy subject for another time.
Yeah, another time. Really, let's get out of this heavy shit. And watch out for Jani's big problem. Voted up.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But it's like the long story short of it is Safer Internet. We went through the rut, and I can understand the message, but I'm getting cognitive dissonance with some of these companies, and just the fact that like we have so many tools for just like blocking and stuff. Turn off the screen. Just look away. And a lot of people get invested, so I get it. I get the message, but at the same time, who gives a shit to give a fucking day?
Yeah. Well, let's get out of the show and into our favorite segment, which is To Catch a Redditor. Mm-hmm. So let's see what we got about the safety on the internet.
From r/NordVPN. It's Safer Internet Day. Feel free to share your best personal tips, experiences, and knowledge gathered on how to protect yourself and others online. Whether you're implementing good online habits or have general tips you wish to share with others for the sake of making the internet safer and more enjoyable to all. Post has 0 comments. From r/Newsroom World, Safer Internet Day. Important tips for working from home. Post has 0 comments. From r/The Dick Show, I'm typing it with my wiener, writes, thank God I can now watch my ISIS training videos without having to worry.
The Dick Show was the only place that had anything to say about the Safer Internet Day anywhere. No one cared.
That is true. Like, we brought up the whole just like built-in control stuff like that, and we went through the rut, but at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? No one.
Absolutely no one. Except for to laugh at fucking dumbass corporations trying to back this shit. NordVPN. Okay.
I mean, like, NordVPN. Can you trust a VPN service that actively advertises on YouTube? That's a good question.
If you have seen an advertisement for something, you don't want it because that price is jacked up to make their advertising budget. Find the thing that does what that does, only they're a small company and they do it right. All right, let's see what Reddit has to say about Halo.
From r/television. What's in the Socks writes, I'm nervous as it's going to be about Master Chief, and while I love Chief, he's not the most compelling character. I'll wait to see how it turns out, though. Personally, with it being about Chief, I hope we get to see some of the stuff with him in Blue Team before the events of Combat Evolved, and it's not just a rehash of the first game. Motions to you to wipe my ass writes, pretty hard to make a TV show without showing the main character's face. I'm a diehard Halo fan, but I'll allow it. They just better deliver in other aspects. Scrodius Rex writes, yeah, I'd love to watch this, but I already have Disney, Netflix, Now TV, and Prime subscriptions. I can't justify another one for one show, so I guess it's piracy for me.
Based. That dude that's like, they're not going to show Master Chief's, they better not show Master Chief's face, and acting like that, they can't do it. Man, that Dread movie was badass, dude.
Yeah, like, Dread is a perfect example of, like, you don't have to show the character's face to make a compelling character. Like, the biggest thing, too, is, like, like, anthropomorphic characters and stuff like that. They're not even human. Man, like, some people who are just like, I can't see a face, I can't relate. It's like, you don't need a face. You just need a character. Yeah. You know?
Well, let's see what they have to say about Whoopi Goldberg, Reddit.
Oh, no.
From r/Ben Shapiro. Gumball2280. By her own accord, she should be canceled. Stimpio1234 writes, Whoopi should now tell us her thoughts about the genocide in Rwanda. Also, someone explained to me why it's acceptable for Whoopi Goldberg to culturally appropriate a Jewish name, but the Washington Redskins and Cleveland Indians must be forced to change it. Conscious Ad 4306 writes, if she does quit, she'll be louder than she is on that show. Left-wingers don't really apologize or reflect on their actions or attitude. It's everyone else's fault, and mark my words on that. Right now, she's probably being coached on what to say when she gets in front of cameras again.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, isn't the coaching called PR? And, like, most people need PR.
Yeah, they really do. That is so funny, though. They're like, how can what about Whoopi?
You can't keep getting away with it.
And I will say, I thought that Whoopi was actually going to be, like, I thought she was completely, like, stripped from the show. I didn't realize it was, like, a 2-week hiatus. So, I mean,
But
that kind of changes, like, my whole, like, thinking on that. Because I thought she got completely shit-canned, but she didn't.
No. What, are you gonna fire a powerful black woman? You're gonna
This is true. One of the most beloved Hollywood people, I guess.
And people ask how she gets away with this. You know.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. You just don't want to say it because it's considered rude.
It's a very rude statement, we'll just say.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what the internet has, or what Reddit has to say about Persona 5.
From r/Persona 5. Yin Yang Impertinence writes, honestly, I hate this fandom too. Some guy made a post for being worried about Kasumi getting censored due to the amount of people complaining, and I remember seeing his comments getting downvoted. People were calling him a dumbass for being worried. Now, anyone that's concerned over a scene getting censored, despite the fact that no one's complained about it, is automatically labeled as a homophobe and gets downvoted to hell. People get offended too easily. Just watch.
Oh, not the
Logic
downvotes.
Kennedy writes, right-wingers when leftists get upset about legitimate issues. Lol, triggered. Right-wingers when a lame and unfunny scene gets cut from their favorite video game. High93 writes, imagine pretending to care about censorship and art integrity to disguise your homophobia.
I think that was talking about, like, there was a scene that was deleted from Persona 5, and it was in the middle
2 years
of...
ago. So no one was talking about this whole retard thing. Like you said, this shit got scrubbed, and no one cared. So there was no threads anywhere. No one was talking about it. It does not exist on Reddit.
Yeah, like, what you brought up is actually a different thing altogether, because when Persona 5 was being localized, there was a scene that was deleted, and, again... because it was deleted, then it turned into another kind of like political kind of thing, like where, you know, if you're against it, you're a right winger, etc. You know, the whole song and dance.
Yeah. But that's the show that we got for this week. I got some extra content coming out. Captain Blackbread and I met up and we read You Deserve to Be a Sex God 3, a Jack Murphy reading. We got versions that we riffed through, and we got ones that are just a straight reading. Also, be sure to give the Rich Dickman Show a listen. RichDickman.com, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. And also, if you like the show, you want to support us, it's patreon.com/WGA Shit Show. We get bonus content and other such things. And the money goes to keep basically paying the audio editor and keeping the show running. This is more of a passion project than anything else. And also be sure to check out our friends at Not for Human Consumption and the Not for Human Consumption podcast. You know, find them, give them a look. They're very underrated and they deserve everything that's coming to them. You got anything that you want to shout out or plug there, Travis?
Well, I'll just plug my Instagram. It's Travis Touchdowns. Think of the character from No More Heroes, but with Downs, like Down syndrome. Please send me death threats. I'll laugh at them. That's kind of like the generational divide there. Like, I'll laugh at them. Please send me some gruesome ones too. Like, I wanna laugh for like a few days, show it to like coworkers and stuff. But yeah, you can catch me there. That's pretty much where you catch me right now.
All right, well, that's all we got for y'all this week. See ya.
Have fun.